Okay guys, let's go and create a project here. Today we are going to write a Python program that counts the occurrence of each character in a given string. It's a hard one, I think you understand too. This is a hard question, but let's bring it down. At first what we are going to do, we are going to create our input. Let's say text is equal to input. Please enter your string. Let's, for making easier for now, let's say the string doesn't have any spaces. By doing that, we create our string a little easier for creating. Now what we are going to do, we are going to, let's say, call it len text. We are going to find out what is the length of our text. Why we are going to find out? Because we need to know. Some kind of, you also know that by now. We need to know how is the length of our text. Let's run this code. You see the Python is connecting. Let me create another cell for now. We need to write the let me say getting inputs. We need to write the comments. For example, our string is ask. It's nothing special, I just write it. Let's say what is the length of our string. It's 4. Why 4? Let's run it again, because maybe we write something wrong. For example, 3 s's. Now let's see what is the length of our string. It's 3. Why the last time it's been 4? Because we write a space. And it's important to don't have any space. Now what we are going to do, we are going to say create a list text, for example, and put every string in this text in that list. How? We create it empty and say for x in range, for x in text. Why? Because we get all the text in our string. We say that we can, by the comment what append, we can add items to list. Let's run it. And now if we saw our list text, it's going to have all the string we have. For example, let's write a Silk Road. Okay, now we run it. Okay, we have every item in our list, but the problem here is that you maybe say just show this and the question has ended. But the problem here is that we want to count the occurrence of each character. For example, if we have something like this, let's say something like this, how I write it for you to better understand. Let's change our text to, for example, something like this. What is the wood? And then when we run it, we have 2 wood. We don't need them. How we can solve this problem? We just are going to print it, for example, for x in list text print, for example, x equal to, let's say, create an equal here and a space here, and then write here something here. For example, let me call it y, and it's the occurrence of the text. Let me just for now send the y to 1. Now if we run it, we get the text we want. But the problem is here, it have 2 O's. How we can solve the problem? One of you, maybe some of you don't get anything in your mind how we can solve this problem. I don't have anything in my mind how to solve it. Okay, how we also can solve it? Some of you may think we have some kind of functions that count some items in a list. For example, count.list text. Does it work? No, because we don't have any comment name count. Or we maybe write it in a wrong way. No. Because of that, we don't know anything, just search how to count items in a Python list. List count. It's easy. List text dot count. It's going to work? Not. Why? I think it's going to work now. Okay, let's go and see how we can count it. Numbers.count, we need a parameter in it. How? For example, let's say count 3. You see, it's count the occurrence of the item. Now we are going to join this line of code with this. How we are going to do this? We are going to put the y to 0. We're going to define the y. We are going to define the y in the for. Why? Because it's changed each times. And we are going to set y is equal to list text dot count x. See, the problem has been solved and we do a great job. But we have another problem. Can you guess the problem? The problem now is that whenever we count the x, we print it again. What I'm saying is that we print the O 2 times. How we can solve it? Let's say Python list deleting. We have Python list here and we have remove list item. You can remove by the name. And what we are going to do? Let's at first test something. For example, let me just copy this text. We want to find out that remove function remove the same options or the first one. What I'm saying, for example, let's see how we have another banana in here, or another cherry is okay too. We have it. Let's say it delete cherry. It delete only one of them. Because of that, we kinda don't like it. Let's see if we have another remove options. We have the remove option, pop option, we don't need it. We don't need pop, del, we don't need it. We don't need them. Okay. The thing is going to get something tricky. We have to use the remove in the best way possible. How we are going to use the remove? We are going to say for what? For L in Y in range Y, because Y is a number. Range Y list dot text what dot remove x. Now let's run it. You see the problem has been solved, but another problem haven't. What is the another problem? The another problem here is that, let's say here print L for you to see the problem. The problem is that we don't have any problem. I think I forget, whenever you want to run your code, you must run it from the first place. What is the problem? The problem is that our list is empty and we will have to fill it before the deleting. we are going to run this line to make our list and then run it. You see, we have a problem. The D is not coming. Why? Can you guess why it's not running? Because if the count is 1, for example, the count is 1, here the code is running. For the first item is X. X in text list, the first item is W. The count is 1. Okay. For L in range 1, print 1, print 0, and list.text, remove W. It's remove the W, okay? And then print dog. But the next time it's going to, for X in list.text, it's going for what? It's going for, can you guess? It's going for O. Because why? Because we delete the first item of the list. Because of that, we can't use the same list here. What we are going to do? We are going to simply here. The problem is that when we remove, the 4 is going to make a problem. Let's say we create a list and make it list.text and then run the text from here again. And in here, what we are going to do, we are going to say list.count and list.removeX. Now when we run it, the problem has been solved or not? The problem isn't solved. Why? Can you guess it or not? Because when we say two lists equal of each other, let me show you here. For example, we say LL is equal to 1, 2, and list is equal to LL. And then let's say LL dot remove, for example, 1. Okay. Then when we saw list, it shows one item, because when two lists is equal, it's going to crash. But when we say copy, then run the list, you see the problem has been solved. Because of that, we need to write copy. If you don't get it, just see the video again and do the work, because we do something that's, you see, the problem has been solved. But the real problem here is that this U is printing, but with something extra. Can you guess? We have it because we must have it. What we are going to do, we are going to create a code that solves this problem in the next lesson. The code from today is some kind of work, but it has a little problem. You can see here, we want to delete this. This is your task and exercise for the next lesson to solve this problem. I'm going to solve it in next lesson in detail, but for now, just focus on it and try to solve it. You be programmer by programming. Don't forget to do this, and don't give it to AIs because you don't learn anything. After you learn these things, you are just going to use AI. You are not going to write a line of code, but until then, you must learn. Don't forget to ask me any question if you have in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next time.